Have you ever stopped to think about how everyday things, maybe even your lunchbox, could tell a much bigger story?
It sounds simple, right? A container for food.
Exactly. But what if that simple container actually reveals huge global shifts? Things like, sustainability, health trends, even just how incredibly busy our lives are getting.
That's a great way to frame it.
Well, today on the deep dive, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're diving into the, well, surprisingly booming world of the global bento box market.
Surprising is right.
We've gathered the latest market research, and our aim isn't just to throw numbers at you. We want to unpack what these figures really mean, the lifestyle changes, the shifting consumer values these little boxes represent.
So get behind the data.
Precisely, to give you that aha moment.
Yeah.
So you're really informed on this, maybe unexpected, but definitely globally significant trend.
Okay, well, it really is a fascinating area. Our sources, they show the global bento market was already, pretty substantial back in 2021, just over $600 million.
600 million. Okay, not small then.
Not at all. But the growth trajectory is what's remarkable. It's projected to hit over $800 million by 2025.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, and then almost double again, reaching something like $1.5 billion by 2033.
Wow, 1.5 billion.
Exactly. And that kind of growth, we're talking a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR of nearly 8%.
Okay, nearly 8%.
That's not just a number, right?
Hmm.
It signals a market that's really transforming, expanding way faster than a lot of other consumer goods categories.
That projection is genuinely striking. But like you said, it can't just be about people suddenly wanting more little sections in their lunchbox, can it?
No, probably not just that.
So what's really pushing this kind of growth? What's the human story driving these numbers?
It's definitely more than compartments, though they help. The core drivers are really multifaceted. It's this blend of practicality and deeper values.
Okay.
We're seeing a really significant jump in demand for containers that are, number one, sustainable. Reusable is key. And yes, cleverly compartmentalized.
Right, the three main points.
And this isn't just some passing fad. It's a direct reflection of that bigger global shift towards being more eco-friendly, thinking about wellness.
Domestic wellness, yeah.
Exactly. And what's neat about bento boxes is how they bring it all together. They let you control portions, which is great for specific diets. They keep different foods separate, keeps things fresh, better texture. And honestly, the organized look can make lunch feel a bit more mindful, maybe more appealing visually.
Like curating your meal, not just transporting it.
You got it. It's curating, not just carrying.
Right.
And the consumers leading this, they're pretty clear. Urban professionals are big.
The commuters needing structure.
Yep. Schoolgoers,
Yeah.
naturally. And this rapidly growing group of fitness-focused people, meal prep is central for them.
Ah, the meal prep crowd. That makes perfect sense. So it's less about just packing a lunch and more about, like you said, a lifestyle choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's tied into self-care, planning, sustainability.
So, okay, zooming out then. How does this global trend play out differently in different parts of the world? Let's cross the globe and see what stands out. Where should we start?
Let's start where it all kind of originated, culturally speaking, and where the market is still incredibly strong. Asia Pacific.
Okay.
This region doesn't just have the biggest market share now, it also seems to have the highest growth potential going forward.
Really? Bigger potential than elsewhere.
Yeah, the numbers suggest so. It was around $228 million back in 2021, the projection. Nearly $600 million by 2033.
Whoa, close to tripling.
Pretty much. And that's with the really impressive 8.5% CAGR. What's fascinating there is how you see this deep cultural heritage kind of meeting modern demands head on.
And the scale within Asia Pacific is huge, right? China's forecast to lead the way.
Oh yeah. China's projected to hit over $250 million in revenue by 2033. That's huge.
$263.6 million I see here.
That's the one. India's next, looking at over $120 million.
$120.1 million. Still massive.
Definitely. And even Japan, the birthplace of bento, is projected over $62 million. And Southeast Asia as a whole, nearly $84 million.
So what's driving it so strongly there? Is it just the tradition?
It's a potent mix. You've got those deep cultural roots where compartmentalized meals are traditional, highly valued. That meshes perfectly with the demands of, well, increasingly busy modern lives.
Right.
Add rising disposable incomes across much of the region.
Okay, more spending power.
Exactly. And you see why those traditional patterns aren't just sticking around. They're actually expanding rapidly. Think about, say, a young professional in Bangalore trying to balance maybe traditional family meals with a hectic work schedule. The modern bento box becomes a really neat solution, easy to carry, fits the lifestyle.
That paints a clear picture. Okay, so from Asia's blend of tradition and modernity, let's hop over to North America. Here, the drivers feel maybe a bit more focused on individual control and convenience.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
The market there was about $173 million in 2021, and it's projected to more than double over $400 million by 2033. Still strong growth, 7.4% CAGR.
Solid growth, definitely.
And the U.S. is the giant here, obviously, expected to go from around $144 million to over $330 million.
Yep. $332.1 million is the forecast.
Canada and Mexico chipping in significantly, too. Canada heading towards $44 million, Mexico around $26 million by 2033.
And if you connect that North American growth to the bigger picture, like you said, it really feels like it's about gaining some mastery over the daily routine.
Oh, so.
Especially diet, and crucially reducing waste. It seems largely pushed by that growing health-conscious group and the whole meal prepping movement.
Right, the planning aspect.
Exactly. People want to manage precisely what they eat, how much, and do it without grabbing single-use plastic containers all the time. Bento boxes just slot perfectly into that mindset.
They offer that structure.
Right, structured convenience. It appeals to folks trying to, curate that personalized meal, maybe make it look nice too, and have it line up with their wellness goals.
It really shows how versatile these containers are becoming, which actually brings us nicely to Europe. There we seem to see another interesting set of reasons driving growth.
Yeah, Europe's dynamic is a bit different again.
The market there was estimated around $141 million in 2021, projected to more than double as well, hitting $337 million by 2033. That's driven by a pretty robust 7.7% CAGR.
Very similar growth rate to North America, interestingly.
And Germany looks like the leader there, forecast to reach over $63 million. The UK is significant too, over $40 million.
Right. Germany at $63.8 million, UK $40.5 million.
Plus other notable markets, Russia over $42 million, France over $35 million, Spain over $21 million. What's the story in Europe?
Well, this maybe raises an interesting point about how much public awareness can shape consumer choices.
Okay.
European growth seems largely tied to a really strong push for eco-friendly packaging options.
Ah, the sustainability angle again, but maybe more pronounced.
Perhaps. And also a very deeply embedded school lunch culture in many countries. Reusability, sustainability, these are becoming core values, and parents, schools, even workplaces are actively looking for practical ways to live those values.
So it's less like a new trend and more like an established habit just evolving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Evolving to meet modern environmental standards and goals.
Interesting. Okay, how about Latin America? We're seeing some pretty dynamic growth numbers there too, suggesting maybe these regions are kind of leapfrogging older lunch habits.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Brazil is projected to hit over $39 million. Argentina over $12 million by 2033. And both are showing average KGRs above 8%.
That's faster than North America or Europe average-wise.
And Chile. Despite starting smaller, it's got one of the fastest growth rates globally, 9.1% CAGR. Expected to reach nearly $5 million by 2033.
Yeah, Chile's growth is particularly noteworthy, almost $4.7 million. What's really compelling in these, let's call them developing or maybe rapidly evolving markets, is that dynamism. The rapid adoption, even from a smaller base. As cities grow, urbanization speeds up.
Right, more people moving to cities.
And a growing middle class looks for convenient, hygienic, portable meal options for these busy city lives. Bento boxes just tick a lot of boxes.
They fit the need.
They really do. It shows how quickly new, practical consumer habits can catch on when they align with what people need day to day.
Okay, let's round out the world tour. Middle East and Africa. The growth looks a bit more moderate here, but still steady.
That's right. Relatively moderate compared to, say, Asia Pacific or Latin America, but definitely growing. Markets like Egypt, Turkey, the rest of the Middle East together, they're expected to reach over $23 million by 2033.
So what are the key drivers in this region?
Again, urbanization plays a role, and there's also a growing awareness around food safety.
Ah, okay. Hygiene and safety.
Yeah. So bento boxes offer a practical, often cost-effective, and importantly, safe way to pack lunches, especially as environments change rapidly. More people work outside the home, and they need reliable meal solutions. It's about adapting these practical tools for daily life there, too.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what does this mean for us, for you listening? It's genuinely fascinating, isn't it?
It really is.
How the demand for something like a bento box is just shooting up across so many different uses, whether it's those sturdy, reusable ones for kids' school lunches,
Hmm.
or the more stylish ones for office workers, or even convenient options for travel. Every single region seems to have its own unique spin, its own set of drivers.
Different flavors, same core appeal.
Exactly. Be it that tradition, meeting modernity in Asia, or the focus on personalized wellness in North America, Europe's strong school lunch culture plus eco-focus, or that rapid adoption we see in emerging markets.
It all points in the same direction.
It all contributes to this bigger global shift towards more thoughtful, more sustainable, more convenient ways of eating. That little lunchbox turns out has a much bigger story to tell than we probably thought at the start.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It really underscores how something that started as quite culturally specific has truly gone global. It's become a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And maybe it leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
What other seemingly mundane, everyday items or habits out there might be quietly signaling these massive shifts? Shifts in global consumer values, in lifestyle trends, things we haven't fully recognized yet.
That's a great question.
Because often, it really is the quiet everyday things that hold the biggest stories. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into something that might seem incredibly simple at first glance, the bento box.
Right.
You probably picture just a humble lunch container, But what if I told you it's actually this fascinating lens into global shifts? Stuff like culture, health, even technology.
Yeah, it's surprisingly deep.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Exactly. Our mission for this deep dive really is to cut through the noise and show you what's actually driving the bento box market.
Okay.
We'll explore the surprising forces fueling its growth, look at the hurdles it's facing, and how it's evolving into, well, something much more than just a box.
So you walk away really understanding it.
Yeah, you'll get a real shortcut to being well-informed about this seemingly simple item.
So if we start with what's pushing this market forward, I mean, the first thing that jumps out from the data is this huge demand for healthier, convenient meal solutions.
Right. Absolutely.
With more people in cities, lives speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
We're all looking for quick, on-the-go options. And bento boxes, with that compartmentalized design they have, they're just perfect for portion control.
Spot on. And for keeping foods separate.
Exactly, which helps with balanced diets, picky eaters, you name it. It's why they've kind of exploded among professionals, students, fitness folks doing meal prep.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is the cultural influence. It's been subtle, maybe, but so powerful in elevating the bento.
How so?
Well, think about the global love for Japanese food, sushi, tempura, all that. It's really transformed the bento box. It's gone from just being a container to, like, a symbol of that minimalist design, maybe mindful eating, too.
Yeah, you see that aesthetic.
Exactly. And we're seeing restaurants, grocery stores, even home chefs, especially in the West, adopting bento-style presentations just because they look great.
Right, visual appeal.
Yeah, and that alone has seriously boosted demand and visibility.
And then you add in modern commerce. That's where it gets really interesting.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, e-commerce and customization together. Online marketplaces that just, boom, exploded. They offer this massive array of bento
With
boxes.
everything imaginable.
Totally.
Yeah.
From like themed ones for kids to really sleek stainless steel or bamboo options for adults. But it's not just the variety. It's the personalization.
Like getting your name on it.
Yeah, engraved names, custom colors, even cool brand collaborations, stuff that adds, emotional value, aesthetic value.
Makes it yours.
Right. So you take that accessibility, combine it with social media influence, constant packaging innovation.
And suddenly...
Bento boxes become these fashionable, functional lifestyle accessories. It's self-expression as much as it is lunch.
That's a great way to put it.
So it's clear there's incredible momentum here.
Yeah.
But, like any booming market, it's never a completely smooth road.
Never is.
What are some of the big roadblocks, the speed bumps holding the bento market back?
Well, one of the first things you hit are cultural barriers.
Okay.
It just raises an important question, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't they just everywhere?
Yeah. Good point.
In many Western countries, for instance, the traditional meal is often, fewer dishes served together on one plate.
Sure. Like meat, potatoes, veg all together.
Exactly. So for people used to that, the whole compartmentalized bento thing can seem maybe unnecessary, even a bit inconvenient sometimes.
I can see that. Different eating habits.
Yeah, that difference definitely slows down adoption in certain regions.
That makes sense, the perception issue. And then you mentioned it earlier almost, the environmental question.
Oh, yeah.
especially with single-use plastic bento containers.
Hmm.
You still see them a lot in food delivery.
Way too much. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it creates this pretty big economic challenge.
How so?
Governments everywhere are tightening up rules on plastics, right? And consumers are thankfully demanding more eco-friendly options. So manufacturers have to invest in sustainable alternatives, but here's the catch.
It costs more.
Bingo! Switching to biodegradable stuff, recycled materials, durable, reusable options, it often means much higher production costs.
And that gets passed on.
It has to, usually. So
Yeah.
prices go up. And that makes it incredibly tough for these sustainable options to compete, especially in really price-sensitive markets or for, smaller brands that just can't eat those costs.
Right, the economics are tricky. And finally, a challenge that seems to hit almost every successful product eventually.
Let me guess. Too much competition.
Market oversaturation, yeah. Especially at the lower price points.
Definitely seen that.
There's just been this flood of cheap, mass-produced plastic boxes. It leads to what we call commoditization. Basically, they become so generic, so interchangeable, that price is the only thing people look at.
No reason to choose one over another except the price tag.
Exactly. And that makes it super hard for premium brands to stand out or stay profitable. Plus, if there isn't much real tech or functional difference...
Why upgrade?
Right. Why buy a new one if it does the exact same thing as your old one? Maybe just costs more. It kind of hinders loyalty and long-term value.
Yeah, that's a tough cycle to break.
So, okay. We've got the drivers. We've got the hurdles. But despite those challenges, the future still looks pretty dynamic, innovative even.
It really does.
So what does this all mean for what's next? What are the big trends shaping things?
Well, the most prominent trend, I'd say, no doubt about it, is that strong pivot towards eco-friendly and sustainable materials.
The stuff we were just talking about needing.
Exactly. Manufacturers are really putting resources into developing boxes from biodegradable plastics, bamboo fibers, stainless steel, even wheat straw.
Interesting.
And it's not just lip service. It's a direct response to environmental concerns and what consumers are asking for.
And where's that catching on most?
It's getting major traction across North America, Europe, and also those environmentally conscious parts of Asia. People are willing to pay a bit more now sometimes.
Okay, good to hear. And then there's something you might not expect.
Yeah.
The idea of smart bento boxes.
Yeah, sounds a bit sci-fi, doesn't it?
A little. What does that even mean?
It means the bento isn't just a container anymore. It's evolving into this, tech-enhanced product.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing new models with, say, advanced insulation layers for better temperature control.
Ah, keeping hot food hot and cold food cold.
Precisely. And genuinely leak-proof seals that actually work. Detachable compartments for more flexibility.
That's practical.
But then you get digital features, too, like QR codes you can scan for nutritional info.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, or even connectivity to meal prep apps on your phone.
Okay, that is smart.
Right. It clearly caters to that digitally savvy crowd and also parents wanting healthier, maybe trackable lunch options for their kids.
It's amazing how tech finds its way into everything.
Isn't it? And finally, something that continues to be super important is the whole design customization and personalization angle.
Back to making it yours.
Exactly. Buyers today want more than just utility. They want something that, fits their lifestyle aesthetically.
Makes sense.
Think about it. Cool cartoon themes for kids that make lunch fun. Or maybe elegant, really minimalist bento sets for professionals. Something that looks good on their desk.
Right, matches their vibe.
Totally. And things like seasonal collections, collabs with pop culture brands, clever ergonomic designs. It's all fundamentally changing how we see bento boxes.
So they're not just utilitarian anymore.
Not at all. They're
Yeah.
becoming these daily use lifestyle products that really say something about who you are.
Wow, what an incredible journey for something that, seems so deceptively simple.
It really is.
This deep dive has really shown how bento boxes, starting as just a practical food carrier, have become this fascinating reflection of huge global priorities: health, sustainability, personal expression.
It's like a mini snapshot of bigger trends.
Yeah.
And our sources definitely confirm the market still has strong potential for long-term growth. It's being driven by all this continuous innovation and those shifting consumer preferences we talked about.
So it's adaptable.
Very resilient and adaptable, yeah. It's a surprisingly dynamic market.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday things are being shaped by these massive trends? What other simple items hold, like a whole world of innovation just under our noses? What stands out to you? about how something so seemingly small can actually have such a big story behind it.